guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kim. I currently live in Japan where I do traveling and lifestyle videos. So if you're into food, culture, travel, or just life in Asia in general, go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and turn on that post notification bell. That way you'll never miss another video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for all your love and support. And without further ado, let's jump into this video. Alright guys, so today we're just going to jump into it. We have a lot of things to discuss, to unpack. Today we're going to be talking about Cuties. If you don't know what that is, it's a new show that premiered on Netflix. And I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of what exactly happens in the plot. So it's about this little girl. She's 11 years old. She is in a house with her mom and her two younger siblings. We do find out that she has a dad. She's Muslim. They are from Senegal, however they have moved to France. And she, like I said, she's 11 years old, and the show goes into different trials or different problems that you experience while going through puberty, and it hits on a lot of really deep-rooted issues within our communities, and I think that's wide across every community, not only in the Black community, but every single family has had this issue. And yeah, so she's going through this turmoil as she's trying to figure out just puberty and what is right and what is wrong. And so what could possibly cause the upset of this and the uproar of this, right? Sounds like a normal movie. Well, here's the plot twist. Amy joins a dance group with 4 other girls. I believe it was 5 before. However, she joins a dance crew, and these girls are dressed very provocatively, and they're twerking and like really explicit stuff that is really not appropriate for that age. And that is what the issue is. There are many people that believe that throughout the movie that the girls were exploited, and that's where the issue comes in. And you know, like there's topics like Save Our Children that is trending now, and this movie is wrapped up in that, as well as there are petitions that they're trying to get this movie off Netflix. And Netflix is like, hey, no, that's not, we're trying to bring forth the issue of what's happening in society with over-sexualizing our girls. But through doing that, Netflix themselves over-sexualized these girls. This role was played by 11-year-old girls. It was a true depiction of girls that age. And there were some, honestly, from a female perspective, I was extremely uncomfortable watching the movie, and I thought about putting clips from the movie as I talk about it somewhere in here, but I don't even want to bring more attention to it because I feel guilty if I do that. It was extremely uncomfortable. There was parts that I was very uneasy because, especially through doing YouTube and being more accustomed with the camera and filming now, it was crazy that you realize that there were certain images that were captured that you really stop and you think about, like, why was that captured? How was that necessary to the story? Like, there were just ass shots, guys. There was crotch shots. Like, it was very uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable, and that's just from a female perspective. So I can only imagine how it would be from a male perspective. And you know, one of the issues that came up with this movie is the thought that pedophiles, that was a big thing. They're like, oh no, this is going to be a show that pedophiles can see and enjoy. Now here's the kicker. This movie is actually rated M for mature. So who exactly is the targeted audience for Netflix in this movie? I'm thinking it was possibly parents, because it wasn't rated for kids or teens. It was rated mature. It was rated M for mature. So the thing about it is, if it's rated for mature, which is going to be people who are over 18, we don't need the vivid depiction of what kind of all of those sexual explicit images that was given. We could get the gist of it. I mean, we have movies like Precious where you saw she was being abused, but we never ever saw it on camera where she was actually abused. But that did not leave us, the viewers, walking away to think like, oh my God, Did it happen? Did it not happen? They didn't show that. Was there a way to actually get the real focus of this topic or these issues in the forefront in the parents' mind, in these mature audience mind, without overly sexually depicting these kids in this manner? Guys, when I tell you, I was like extremely uncomfortable. Now here's the kicker. I am like 50-50 on this movie because it does touch some very deep rooted issues. It does. However, the way it was portrayed, that's what I can't get behind. That's the issue with the movie for me. It was just how the girls were overly sexualized. I mean ass shots, guys. I mean no face. I mean literally their ass, their crotch. They're 11 years old. And it leads me to think like, these kids can't make this decision to go into this film by themselves. So their parents had to allow them to do this movie. And we see this in Hollywood all the time. You see these teen stars come up and they talk about they have drug issues, they have all these issues that they deal with later on in life because they were exploited. And this was no different. All those kids were exploited and for entertainment. At the end of the day, it was for entertainment. We have to remember, Netflix is a business and this was done for a profit. So that was the next thing that made me really uncomfortable. It was the thought that, oh my God, I am sitting here watching 11-year-olds twerk. And I'm not talking like no regular like twerking like that. I'm talking like they're doing all of that, but the camera is on, like zoomed in on the butt. There was a scene where the Amy actually went to confront some older girls and she got into a fight. And her entire ass, like her pants, was pulled down and it was on screen. Now, why was that necessary? Those are the points that I'm not understanding. Like, that was not necessary. I'm not saying the fight wasn't necessary. I got that. Amy was going through turmoil. She was going through puberty. She has a whole bunch of emotions and all that. I got all that. I've been there. I've done that. Sometimes I think I still experience that. We understood that issue. However, if Amy went to confront those girls and they got into a fight, how the point of fight and be done, but the pulling down of the pants to expose herself, that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. There's one main point that I think a lot of people are losing focus on. And in this movie, I think it showcases what a woman's life is. And it's talking about bearing the pain. As a woman, to be a woman is bearing the pain. And it's like we instill this thought process in our girls that we have to bear the pain to be successful, bear the pain to be in a relationship, in a marriage. You bear the pain to get on the other side. And that was the message that was throughout this movie. It was throughout the movie. So let's take this a step back. Amy started rebelling because her dad, she found out that her dad was getting another wife. They're Muslims, and he was going to have another wife, and the wife was going to move into the home that Amy, her mom, and her two other siblings, younger siblings, lived in. That was the first act of rebellion that got her like, what is going on? We saw where they had a part of the show showed them in like a mosque, or it wasn't really a mosque, but they were somewhere praying. Like the women were praying. Like I said, they're Muslims, and that's the next thing. The way that the Muslim woman was depicted, I wasn't for that either. I didn't like the depiction of woman in general in the entire movie. I don't understand the like, who is the targeted audience? I don't understand. I'm not understanding it. Like, is this movie for parents that they should be thinking about? Okay, back it up. So Amy, I told you that her dad is getting another wife, and that was her first act of rebellion. And this older auntie in the church, in the community, the Muslim community, and she was telling the mom, like, bear the pain, be a woman, and you have to call people in the community and let them know your husband is coming back home, because the husband went to Senegal to get him another wife. Your husband is coming home and he's going to be marrying somebody else. So basically, bear the pain, get the information out to people, and suck it up, and that's how you become a woman. Now, at the start of the movie, we see all these women praying and stuff like that. However, how they were talking about women, the scorn of a woman, like they were scorning women, which that left a very bitter taste in my mouth. And we also saw where that aunt actually came down on Amy to basically tell her to bear the pain. When Amy got her period, it was like, bear the pain. This is what a woman is. You think like this is pain? When I was your age, blah 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 happened to me. Like it was really bad. Those are the other issues that was the underlying issues that came in the movie, but that's not why people are mad. People are mad about how the girls were exploited, overly sexualized, and I understand that and I get that and I completely agree. Like I said, it made me, I'm conflicted. Like I'm literally conflicted. I liked the movie because it gave a real life perspective of what some of the turmoils that happens to a girl as she's going through the age of puberty. However, what I did not like and what I did not appreciate was the fact that how this was showcased to us. Listen, if it was that they wanted it was just too sexual. If you wanted to show the girls in a short shirt, that's fine, but then put on pants on them. But the short shorts, the leather short shorts, and then the little spandex top, and it was just too much. And then the grinding and the touching of the ass, it was just overly sexual, and the points could have been made without all of that, and that's my issue. But it did, I'm hoping that parents do get to understand too that this movie did show a lot of things. Like, you need to monitor your kids' internet browsing, what they're doing on their phone, who are their friends, and we need to stop sheltering our kids. Sheltering our kids, yes, we want to protect our children from certain aspects, but we have to remember, when you protect them in this bubble right here, unless you're going to homeschool, unless you're going to always have them in this bubble tied onto your asshole, that's the only way they can truly be sheltered. But if for any second you even let them out in that bubble and you send them to school, there is going to be contamination. They're going to hear things. Their friends are going to speak, because you can't control what other people are saying. You can't control what her friends, or it doesn't even have to be her friends. It could be just other girls that you hear, or boys talking. And then she won't know. That's the only information that she will be getting is firsthand from her friends. And that's why you see things like sex ed is really important in our schools. And I know this is a different, I'm getting off topic, but like I have seen people get into arguments talking about, should the LGBTQ be introduced into school? Yes, it should. It should, because it's a part of the world that we're living in now. It's now in the forefront. It's no longer in the closet. It's out there. So why wouldn't you? If you don't expose your child to it, the TV, you're leaving the TV, you're leaving the internet, you're leaving your friends. The worst thing you can do is misinform somebody. Is somebody going out there with misinformed information. And kids, oh my God, they just pick up information and they think they know, and they take it as gospel. Very important as parents to have that relationship with your child. Speak to your child. Speak to your child. You can shelter them, but information is key. Do you prefer your child to have the correct information from you? Or do you want to be fixing the issues after they have been misled? And that's just where we are today. We're in a world of the internet. We're in the world of where information is just accessible. And even in this movie, we saw that some of the things that they were watching, and that's why I'm like, you have to monitor your kids. You have to. But we have to be careful, and we have to be careful what we're listening to, what we're saying in front of our kids, because they are sponges. Even when you think that they're 13, 14 and they're going through puberty, remember that you are the only role model. You are the person that they're kind of looking on and mimicking. So you have to be careful of your actions. You have to be careful of what you're saying, what you're listening to, because they are going out in this world and they're going to be infiltrating somebody else's kid's mind and vice versa. So if your child is doing it, and I guarantee they are, you want to make sure that they have the correct information and know exactly what's going on. So my take on Cuties is, I was very uncomfortable. I thought the message, I thought it was wrong. I don't think the way to promote or girls being overly sexualized was through overly sexualizing them. I don't understand the parents that allowed their kids to go through this. I mean, for heaven's sake, we could have, even if they wanted to portray it in this blatant manner, having older children, having older adults playing the role of younger kids, that's not foreign to us. We see that all the time in TV shows. So having that done would have been better than what was done. I was not a fan of watching these kids' ass shots and vaginal shots in my face. It made me uncomfortable. It made my skin crawl. It made me feel dirty and nasty. It made me had to, like, there were certain points I had to look away. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is too much. And I think it was wrong. I think there was a better way to do this. Yes, there was a lot of other issues that were in the show, and there's some of them that I haven't even touched on. But thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if you have watched Cuties and let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you want to go deeper in the other rooted issues that happened, that was demonstrated in the movie. And tell me your thoughts on Cuties. Is this something that you're going to be watching? Is this something that you're going to skip? And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
When I fall asleep, yeah, I need